They are being pressurized by families, by their family at home. They are being pressurized and they allow themselves to be under that pressure. The people asking, many people, you are under pressure here to help them. But they are not even thinking of doing anything for themselves. All their own is my sister is in Europe, my brother is in Europe, my this is in Europe, so they just depend. Because you are in Europe, does that make you a helper? For the fact that you are in Europe, you have to know that this Europe, you have to suffer. In fact, it is here that the real suffering is. The real suffering is here. It's here that the real suffering really is. For the fact that you are in Europe does not mean that you can meet people's needs. Because you have your own life to live. You have your own needs. As you come to Europe, before you can even have settlement, years are already going. Because it's a land that does not belong to you. Before you can have settlement, years are already going. And as you begin to have the settlement, that settlement can only come by the help of God. Only those that came to Europe and recognized God as their God, the Almighty God as their God, that can even have chance to be talking of real prosperity. Because prosperity without Christ is zero, is nothing. You cannot tell me that you are prospering when God is not involved. When God is not involved. So you can imagine, because of pressure from family, from everywhere, from every corner, people are no longer taking God as God in their lives anymore. They are not doing a lot of things, joining a lot of different societies and doing all kinds of things just to make money. Because I have to, when I have interviewed a lot of them, a lot. I've really interviewed a lot of people. I have found out that pressure, they are under pressure to do what they are not supposed to be doing. Some don't even go to church anymore. He will tell you, I was supposed to be in the church, but because they just phoned me that my junior one, I have to pay the school fees. You are not the mother or the father of your junior one. They have their parents. So if you are not in Europe, your junior one will not pay school fees. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't just get me wrong. It is good to help. But the people you want to help, are they qualified for the help? Are they qualified? The Bible says, do not withhold good from those that are due. Due. The word due, mark it. Bible did not say do not withhold good from anybody that just asks for it. No, you have to be qualified. The word due, that's why I use electricity. When you are using electricity, at the end of the month, you will be due to, that the bill will be due for payment. Will be due because you consume it. You consume it, so it deserves payment. Whether you like it or not, whether you have the money or not, you must go and look for money and pay your electricity because you consume it. So the payment is due. It is a must. So the people who supply you electricity, they are qualified to ask you for their money. They are qualified because you consume it. They are qualified to ask you for their money. It's also with rent. When you are living in a house, at the end of the month, your rent will be due for payment. So the landlord or the landlady is qualified to ask for his money or her money. They are qualified. So also, if you are here in Europe, anyone asking you to help him or to help her, what is that person doing to help himself first? Is that person just relaxing, folding his hands? Or just partying everywhere, hoping my brother is in Europe or my sister is in Europe? Or is that person just, living a very big life without thinking of tomorrow? Believing because my brother is in Europe, my sister is in Europe, they can always send money to me anytime I ask. And when they now call you to ask you for money, you start running into scatter. Anybody that talks to you during that period becomes your enemy because you are under pressure. And the moment you get that money by any means, you send that money. When you send that money, send the money to the person. When you get the money, start partying, calling friends. My sister just sent me money today. I just received Western Union. I received RIA or MoneyGram today. I just received, so come, And when it's finished, it will tell the other one know that you send that one money. The other one will say, sister, so. I need money for. Why? Because why you are just suffering? Maybe you that is sending them the money, you don't even have a place of your own to sleep. You are squatting with somebody. You don't even have money to rent your own place. Or Don't you know, I'm talking to so many people right now in Africa, wherever they are, not even Europe. Don't you know that many of the people here who are in Europe sending you money, they don't even have their own place to sleep? Don't you know that many of them don't even have their own place? Don't you know? And you also that is in Europe, that you allow yourself to be put under pressure. Help is not by force. Even though you have, you can choose also not to help. If the person is not qualified for what he's asking, you can choose also not to help. Before you help, you have to find out what that person is already doing. What effort has that person made for himself or herself? You cannot support to help push the person forward. You have to find out what the person has already, which effort. Because you that is here, they that are there, life is more easier for them. Because you that is here, if you don't pay your bill within some certain time, you know what that means. They keep increasing it. But in Africa, nothing like increase. If it takes you 1 year to pay your bill, you'll be paying it. But here, it's increased every month when you don't pay. So people rush to and nail. You can't do everything at a time. First of all, stabilize yourself before you can see others. The Bible is with that. The Bible agrees with that. The Bible says, first of all, remove the dirty in your eye. You have 2 eyes. There is dirty in one. Remove it, so that with your 2 eyes, you can see clearly. If you want to help somebody to remove what is in that person, you can see it clearly. But if you have dirty in one eye, with one eye closed, you can't see clearly to help somebody, to say, sister, look at what is in your eye, let me help you. You cannot see it clearly. So the Bible advised that first of all, remove the speck in your eye, so you can see clearly to remove what is in somebody else's eye. In other words, stabilize yourself first. Be stable first. When you are now stabilized, then you can now be okay to help others. Many people, they are here. They don't even have place to sleep. Many people, they are here. They don't even have nothing to eat. Every euro they make, they are sending. Today, sister so you want to pay school fees. Papa is already calling. Mama is already calling. Sisters are already calling. Your sister have not paid school fees, so the other one, they just drove him out of school. The other one, they just pressure. Look at Europe today. Look at how our young ladies, our young men, look at how they are sick. Many of them are sick now. Really sick. And they are working very hard to make sure they make ends meet. But that is how the money is just going. They don't even have time to stabilize themselves. Nobody cares if sister will marry or if brother will marry. Nobody cares if sister even have something to plan in the future. No, they only care about themselves. Just be sending the money. Many people in Africa today, the kind of telephone they are using, you that is in Europe, you are not even using it. Where still is your money. It's your money. They are using iPhone 7 while you are still using old Nokia. That when it's ringing, it's like they are ringing this bell in the school. That is the kind of phone you are using here. Why the person you are sending money to in Africa is using iPhone 7. Using 3 correct phones at a time. Living a very comfortable life. Squandering the money. All those things need to be stopped. So that you can live a comfortable life here. So that you can have time to serve God. People don't have time to go to church anymore. Always on the move. And you don't see it in them. Because of family pressure. Because of one thing or the other. Not for themselves. Let me tell you something. If you think that tomorrow, when finally they send you back, may that not be your portion in Jesus' name. Finally, something happened to you. And you think that those people you have been squandering your money for, they same people, they are the ones that are going to ask you, and sister, you have been in Europe for so long, what did you do with your money? Brother, you have been in Europe for so long, what did you do with your money? These are the questions they are going to ask you. So that is the reason why you must not put yourself under pressure. Now, what we have just read in the book of Proverbs chapter 3, verse 27. He said, please, when you listen, just mark it down and study it for yourself. It's not a makeup, it's a reality. He said, do not withhold good from those to whom it is due, when it is in your power to do it. to whom it is due. So the word due there, to whom it is due. The person you need to help need to be due for it, need to deserve it, need to be qualified